Hello everyone, welcome to the finale, the big bad finale of Blue to Black, parentheses, Pokemon, Keith returns to Pokemon. This is my friend Will and Namnet.
Live, in the flesh.
Yes, in the flesh. You've only seen him in one picture where he looks...
And I didn't just choose a picture of a model, that was me, so
Yeah,
you guys now
exactly.
know that's what I look like.
I have model friends.
And Keith, I didn't know, I'm a big fan of Tank Talks, that's where we're shooting this. I didn't know that this was actually a green screen.
Yeah.
You guys have a green screen, and then like normally when people have a green screen, they put like, something that you can't actually have in the background.
Of course.
But you just have like this, non sequitur kind of background going on.
Right, which
Very
you can't see when you
nonchalant.
turn around.
Yeah.
You're just doing it for
Yeah,
the
I'm just
people on
gesturing
video.
to, because this is a green screen, folks. I'm just
Right,
gesturing to the
yeah,
green screen behind me.
It's pretty
So, yeah.
pretty wild. All of our guests on Tank Talk so
That's
far.
where all the Patreon money goes.
Yes, I said the same thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I get caught in these things where like, do I want to reveal the truth or not? Am I talking about what Will just said, or am I talking about something else? Who knows?
Is this a bit? Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
What's
Who knows?
going on right now?
I love a good bit.
Yep.
So, Will, I have finished. You multiple times, but me recently. In recent
Yes.
history, I have completed Pokemon Black, which now puts. Oh yeah, we want.
I want to do it in person this time.
Yeah. So we know that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this Tank Media Games. We can
Yeah,
it's
we're
a little bit.
Innuendos
It's-
flying all over the
It's
place.
a little bit looser on Tank Media Games.
Let me undo one of these buttons. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
All right.
But so that now puts 2 Pokemon games underneath my belt of completion: Blue and Black. And Blue.
Yep. I don't have a Unova Pokemon here. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But we got an Alola Pokemon right here. This is my favorite one from Sun and Moon, Keith. I don't know if you knew that, but
It looks cute.
yeah. It's actually his evolution's my favorite because it's like on its hind legs.
Right.
And the Pokedex is a fighting type, but it's very loving. And the Pokedex says that it likes to hug its trainers, but there's a danger of like back breaking. So
Dang.
it's just an adorable little pink bear.
Right.
I'm a big fan.
Beautiful.
Stuffle is what we call that one.
Stuffle. Little Stifle? Stuffle.
No.
I won't stifle you from talking about Stuffle either, even though I don't know what Alola
Better
is.
not. It's a region. It's the newest region based on Hawaii. So Aloha, Alola. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Those people in Japan know all about the world.
Yeah, they started feeling themselves after Unova.
Yeah?
They were like, we don't have to do this in Japan anymore.
We can get going. So, I do not have many points for us to discuss because you, sir, Pokemon Guru, the man behind the curtain of Pokemon. For me. There's a farther curtain behind you. But the man behind the curtain for me. Get us started. What are we here to do in the finale?
We're here to unpack the ending.
Okay, that's true.
Mainly, and then we're gonna kind of at the end go over like the thesis, I would say, of the series, which is how has it or has it not progressed? Is it what you expected a Pokemon game in 2011 to have been?
Sure.
Are you disappointed? Do you still consider yourself a fan even?
Okay.
Does it hold up for adult Keith?
Gotcha.
Basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I've got some more further things in here. I've got some corrections we can go into.
Sure. Let's hit the corrections then.
Okay,
Why don't we
let's
drop
go ahead.
the corrections
Let's
on?
go ahead and hit y'all with some corrections. So Keith, I've got some news for you.
What is it?
We have been sorely mistaken about Icarus City.
Okay.
So Icarus, classic tale, was a chap who wanted to fly.
A chap.
A young chap who wanted to fly. He made himself a flying machine.
Well,
Flying a flying machine.
I believe it was his either uncle or father, grandfather, someone. The wings. They made wings. Wax wings.
Keith, you're the one that reads books out of the two of us, so I don't know.
Was wax wing? I don't have to come back for a finale redux and talk about how we didn't talk about Icarus correctly.
Corrections on Greek mythology. Is it Greek? Is it Greek?
I don't even know if it's mythology. I think it might just be
A true story.
because he wasn't a god. I think it's more of a parable. than
Yeah,
it
like
is.
a- like
but
a-
probably
an
still
urban legend.
falls under the category of mythology.
It's like
And
Slender Man.
Yeah, I'm not here to correct you. I don't want people to think like these dweebs only play Pokemon, don't know anything about Icarus and his wax wings. The only thing I know for certain is the wings were made of wax.
They were. I do know that as well.
continue.
Okay. As I was saying, so we're mistaken about Icarus City. So Icarus, the chap who flew too close to the sun,
Yes, he did.
flew too close to the sun. The sun is hot. Follow me here?
Right.
The city that is named after Icarus in black and white is not a hot city. It's not a city based around flying. It's the snowy city.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
So Icarus is the snowy city, And the flying city that has airplanes and a flying type gym leader is called Mistralton City.
Okay.
So, were they trolling us?
No. Is there something I should understand about that word?
No.
Okay,
No. Just that if one nonsensical name should have applied to either of those two, it should have been the snowy one. Because like there's nothing snowy about the word Mistralton, but there is something flyy about the word Icarus.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think they're just like trying to get under my skin at this point.
Okay, and we're correcting ourselves here. Gotcha. Not correcting the game.
Yeah, we're just correcting ourselves.
Well, we
kind of are correcting the game, like low key, but yeah.
Hey, if you guys want to go back to 2011 and fix this, do it. Based on this video, which obviously by the time you're seeing it probably has millions of views.
Of course, if not two.
If
2
not
million
two.
views.
Or just two.
Or just two, yeah. Well, me, Kevin, and you.
Right.
3. Hey, Kevin, what's up, man?
Hey, Kevin. Good to see you.
Yep.
Been a
Thanks for
while.
joining us again. And so my other correction, last week we were talking about N's room when you were going through Team Plasma's castle.
Right.
And I hummed a little bar. I hummed a bar from the song. But what I actually hummed was the Harry Potter theme.
Oh.
I went dun 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 dun, which is dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun.
Well, I didn't even...
So yeah, I was listening to our episode and I heard that and I was like, that's Harry Potter what I just did. But what I did I was trying to like make the noise like a piano, kind of evoke that.
Gotcha.
It is a piano. This is what it actually sounds like. So not the Harry Potter theme.
But dark.
But dark and eerie and creepy and about magical children, kind of, you know.
Right. Yeah, that's true. He was magic.
Yep.
To my estimation.
Probably. I mean, he can talk to folks. I still don't really understand, like, is he, like, communicating with them telepathically? Is he just really good at reading them? Maybe he's just good at reading them.
Maybe so. Maybe we'll take all the significance away from him as well.
No, N's my boy.
He just-
I would never.
Really, the only thing special about him is his ponytail.
Yeah.
That's
And the
about it.
baseball hat.
Right, of course.
Yeah. I really want to cosplay him. That's my Halloween costume this year. Just saying that.
One thing I think is frustrating is I don't believe that a child with a baseball hat on should be like that. Aesthetic doesn't fit a throne to me or a king.
I think he's like trying to be edgy though.
Okay.
I think that's like, yeah, he's like a punk rock king.
Gotcha. Okay. Understood.
He's a teenager.
Sure.
Teenager's in charge.
I'm a teenage king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Teenage King coming to Disney Channel.
Ice cream for dinner. By the way, you better not bring it to me with a Pokemon because they're not serving us anymore.
Not getting into that. Oh, I thought we were about to go on a Vanillish. Start talking about Vanillish again.
We can't get back in Vanilla.
We can't.
I just demolished your argument on that one in the series.
Yeah, you kind of did.
I'm sorry.
You kind of. Well, no, it still holds up for Vanillish, but whenever you apply it to like Trubbish, like yeah, you know, humans probably didn't come up with the idea to put garbage in a bag based on Trubbish.
I can't say that that's not true because who knows? Maybe before Trubbish there was garbage everywhere, like people's homes.
We don't know.
We
This is
can't
an
know.
alternate universe.
Yeah, we can't.
We
know.
might as well take that leap. I mean, if we're already taking the leap that there can be things that resemble ice cream cones with faces that can shoot beams of ice out of their mouth, we might as well assume that, you know,
Right.
everything was just dirty.
I ought to suspend my disbelief all the way.
Yep.
And I keep derailing you. You got other stuff you want to talk about?
No, this is what I'm here for. That's why I said we're going for an hour.
Yeah.
Not going for an hour, but an hour is the limit.
Probably get there.
Keith said he's not the kind of guy that'll shut things down, but I've given him permission to shut things down if we go over an hour. So
I will
yeah.
shut this down. I have my limit of both will and Pokemon.
We can get into that at the end.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping that you're going to be playing Pokemon Switch with me, Keith.
Oh, well, I don't want to spoil anything. But there's really no way we can make that decision right now as it does not yet exist.
True.
I don't want to ground you
Yeah, now
back
I'm
in that
sad.
reality.
Okay. All right. Well, it does. They have confirmed that a core
Of course.
Pokemon RPG exists. We just don't know what it looks like. We might. Well, there's rumors about what it looks like, Keith, and I'm going to get into a little bit later.
Okay.
They're very exciting,
Oh, I
especially
bet.
for you. Especially for you. All right. So we got corrections out of the way.
I'm already churning as to what those are.
Get back into the room with me,
Yeah,
Keith.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. I believe you have something for me, Keith.
I do. I would like to return to you the vessel through which I experienced the lens, if you will, through which I experienced and fiddled with Pokemon Universe.
This adorable
Yeah, it's
3DS. It's yellow. It says cutie.
It has
on
a
the
sticker
inside.
that says cutie. It
Yeah.
reminded me of my worth every time I opened it.
There you go.
Also a little bit
I
of
hope
Christmas.
that like you would just imagine my face on the screen like winking at you every time you would pick it up.
Thanks for being here, bud.
Yep. Well, thank you for my 3DS back.
You're welcome. I certainly enjoyed it.
Yeah, don't really have a whole lot of need for this anymore since they have confirmed that Pokemon, does not live on this anymore.
Right.
It now lives on this. I'll let you hold this in a little bit, Keith.
I'm excited.
So you can imagine Pokemon Switch.
Right. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, technically, I should show you the Switch on a TV so that you can imagine what Pokemon Switch is going to be like. Because we've been holding Pokemon games in our hand for the past 20 years.
Oh, we have.
The magic of Pokemon Switch is going to be that it's on a TV.
That is going to be rather magical. Even if it's hot garbage.
Even if it's not good, as long as you are catching Pokemon, you can have 6 Pokemon on your team and they can learn 4 moves. It's going to be it's an 8.5 automatically.
Right.
But yeah, they're going to make it an 11, I believe in it.
I'm sorry.
All right, I have something for you, Keith.
Ooh.
You had something for
What
me.
is it?
It's a gift. I had a bag that I was going to bring, but I couldn't find it, so I have a box. But you're going to lift the box up and you're going to see your present.
So instead, we're hiding my gift under a bushel.
Yes.
Okay. Should I do anything? Is there an incantation?
They can imagine a drum roll. Maybe you can do that in post.
I might.
Maybe.
We'll wait for just a brief second while the drum roll happens in post. All right. Here we go. You got me a Pig Night plushie.
Yep.
And I got the name right too.
Yep, you did.
Oh man,
Yep.
this is great.
It's bacon.
I'm very excited, Will.
Yep.
This is pretty nice.
I'm glad you like it.
I'm gonna put it on my dresser with all my other knick-knacks that Lizzie hates.
I would be insulted if you didn't, Keith.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting you first I thought Tepig, and then I thought no, I should get you Embor. But then the more I thought about it, Bacon is kind of a pig knight in my mind because he was a pig knight for so long.
He was a pig knight.
I feel like for
so
most of your
long.
journey, he was.
Yeah, I don't really when I look at Embor, I don't see Bacon anymore.
Not Bacon.
I see like pork chop or tenderloin or something.
Yeah.
I feel like Bacon. The name when he was just a Tepig, it was like I'm gonna grow into this name.
Mm-hmm.
But in Pig Night, Bacon found his full.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect temperature.
I really should have just left.
He would have learned flamethrower faster if you left him there.
Genuinely, I like the way Pig Night looks far better than I like Embor.
The Firebeard.
I like it all, but something about the size of Pig Night, he looks formidable yet manageable. Mm-hmm. For me, Embor,
he could get rowdy. Is what you're saying.
It seems like he would be a hard one to wrangle.
Yeah.
I feel like Embor, again, doesn't really happen in the Pokemon universe unless you're not high enough level. Mm-hmm. But I feel like at any moment Embor could just, much like Blastoise being, because as a human being, you're
yeah,
Blastoise is pretty big. You're probably maybe knee high to a Blastoise.
I'm getting scared just thinking
about
it.
But the point is that I don't feel like I can manage them. I don't feel like I'm the true master of such a large Pokemon.
I like that.
But I still feel like it could be double as pet and protector.
That's what I was about to say. You can't really keep an Embor in your house.
Right.
You can't sit down and watch TV with you. But Pig Night.
Now, my imagination is running and I'm pretty excited.
Just excited.
I want to go live in Pokemon World now.
I've been waiting my whole life for scientists to figure out some kind of way to genetically modify animals. Or either that or some kind of reality splitter where we can go into alternate dimensions.
Right.
Because if the multiverse exists, there's got to be a universe out there with Pokemon.
Right.
Just law of probability, right?
Exactly
Something like that.
how it is.
Back to us being not very smart people.
What?
Talking about Icarus, I was trying to say a word that got away from me. It was a $5 word and I couldn't afford it. So,
right.
Yeah.
I like that phrase. Oh boy, yes, I would love if that was the case and we could just get over there. But also, there's a universe where you are a Pokemon.
I don't want to be in that one.
Yeah,
I want to be the human so I can watch from afar.
There's a universe where animals of our world are smarter than us and have subjected us to their torture, yet we still remain sentient.
I want to watch that from afar,
Okay.
from outside the
Gotcha.
universe. Yeah.
Understood.
Like an interdimensional alien.
Well, I really appreciate this Pig Night.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad to be able to give you a Pokemon plushie and have it mean something to you, Keith.
It does mean something. It really does.
My job here is done.
We've succeeded. Hey, not even an hour. We got 45 minutes left just to shoot the breeze.
Awesome. Also, I might be ruining our perfect streak right now, but I did give you the opportunity to edit some of this out if it doesn't flow.
Okay.
Perfectly. You might have to do that now.
We are just fine.
Okay.
Well, when Brandon and I do tank talks, you probably have. You're a viewer of some Tank Talks, and
most.
most, and I appreciate that very much. And you will notice, and have noticed, I'm sure, that we talk a lot about segues.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing we use as a segue, just talking about the word, how it's spelled, what a segue is. One of us on the show didn't know that a segue, for months didn't know what I was talking about. We thought that a segue, S-E-G-W-A-Y, was the same word for an escalator. Not sure how we got that mixed up.
An escalator?
I think it's one of those things where you just accidentally associate something. Brendan's a smart man.
Like when you're a child, you associate it with that and it never gets fixed.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know what it is, because I'm definitely not dogging on my boy Brendan.
You better not
He's
be.
one of my best buddies.
I don't even know what it's
Probably my best buddy. In the Tank Media Network universe, well,
right, man.
in the Tank Media Games universe, you're my best
Whoa,
buddy.
groovy Tank Media Games up in here, man. All right, okay.
Anyway,
before I get too depressed,
I
let me
say
just
that to say segues aren't our strong suit either.
Okay.
So what's next? Is what I'm here to ask you.
Real quick before we get off the topic of segways, they're like a scooter, right?
Exactly. The two-wheeled scooter that keeps you balanced.
Two-wheeled scooter as opposed
There's
to
one axle. The one axle, two wheels like this. You stand up, there's a handle.
Oh,
They're not a razor scooter.
So it's like a scooter, but one that instead of going this way goes this way.
Yeah, that's how the axle goes, correct.
The axle.
And your wheels turn this way. So imagine my hand. This is the direction of the wheels turning. My hands are the wheels.
Okay.
You are standing. You know hoverboards, the hoverboard craze?
Yeah.
Hoverboards
it's like that, but
with a handle, big
okay.
handle.
Next time I see a Segway like in an airport or something, I'm gonna go Segway and just scream at them.
And everybody will be like, Keith and Brandon talk about that all the time. All the people in the airport will say that.
Or they're just gonna be like, yeah, right. What is up with that word?
Exactly. But it's spelled differently is the point. I believe that's S-E-G-W-A-Y.
Mm-hmm. And then the one that we were doing right now, or that we were trying to do,
20
is
minutes ago.
S-E-G-U-E, correct?
Correct.
Like, why is it spelled that way?
I don't
It
know.
makes no sense.
Maybe it's Segu. Let's have a Segu to our next
Segu.
topic.
It's Segu.
It's French.
S'il vous plaît.
Now, I'm going to ask you again. What's next?
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I just want to let you know, Keith, I got this at Nintendo New York during the 20th anniversary of Pokemon.
All right.
Technically for us, this year is the 20th anniversary, but in 2016, they were going off the Japanese release date.
Right.
So 2016, for the whole world, it was the 20th anniversary when we were all really thinking like, it's only been 18 years. Come on, guys. Like, quit trying to pull this fast one on me. I'll buy this in 2 years.
Exactly.
But I bought it in 2016, so.
You're a sucker.
Yeah. When in New York.
And you're going back.
I am going back. Yeah. I don't know if you want to like necessarily get into that, but just like a little teaser for the folks at home. Where I'm going to Nintendo New York during E3, so I will be getting to play the new Super Smash Bros. Game. Within 24 hours of seeing it for the first time, it is a dream come true. This is literally
What's
going
the
to be a
line
dream
going
come
to be
true.
like? Got tickets to be here?
No, but I read like in YouTube comments from like videos of people with their phone like recording people playing Mario Odyssey last year, and most people were saying that the lines for about 2 to 3 hours.
Oh boy.
So
How long you get to play?
I would
Couple
imagine
minutes.
like one game,
Yeah,
probably
round.
one match.
Even
Yeah.
still.
Yeah,
Probably
but I mean, you got to think about it. 12 hours of a day is when you're normally awake for around 12 hours or so. That's 4 games.
That's
If I
true.
stay there all day,
That's true.
that's 4 matches. You know.
You're right. I
That's-
never would have thought. I never would have done that math. But yeah.
That's 4 games, man. And also now that we have a Switch, Keith, like this has literally changed the world.
Yeah.
Because I can be standing in line like back in the day, I would have to be playing like dinky old Mario Kart DS or something with them,
Pokemon.
or Pokemon.
I'm sorry. That was low hanging fruit. You gave it to me.
Well, Pokemon's not like a party like, hey, we're all standing in line playing Pokemon together.
You gotta get
Pokemon
into
is like a chess match,
Right, of
But like for like wacky waiting in line fun, we were stuck with rinky dink old Mario Kart 7 or Mario Kart DS, but now Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in the palm of my hands.
Sometimes on your TV, sometimes
Sometimes
yeah.
however I feel like it.
Exactly.
It can
Nintendo
come with me to
Switch.
the bathroom.
It can.
You know?
I bet you I'd play most of my time on my Switch in the bathroom.
I have about 180 hours on Zelda, at least 30 hours probably. Yeah.
Man loves to poop.
We can edit that part out.
Oh no, it's staying, brother. It's staying.
All right.
The cutting room floor is at my house.
Can't wait to see this video. So I guess one thing I want to go into, I'm gonna turn it over to you right now, Keith.
Okay.
Because you said that there was one line in particular near the end of the game.
Okay, sure. Since we didn't get all the way through, I didn't mean to keep you from finishing your sentence.
Oh no, go ahead.
We're almost through Revelation, since we were talking about a little bathroom humor earlier, just now. The last 2 videos we've recorded, my tummy's been rumbling there at the end.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me you were like on the toilet while we were
Oh, no, okay. Certainly not. No, tummy was a little bit rumbling. So if you felt as though we didn't get to as much as we should have.
Oh, so that happened last week too?
Yeah, it's because your boy had to hit the head, as they say.
I knew about one time that was what happened, but I didn't know
I did
about
text you
time.
from the restroom, because the first time it happened, it was palpable. Then we finished quickly.
It was, you could tell, it was abrupt.
Yeah, exactly.
A little abrupt.
And I apologize that to the viewers if you noticed. But anyway, our video was long last time, so it was good that we stopped and saved some of this. But I don't even remember, where did we leave off with the ending? Did we get all the way to the ending?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never
you
mind.
defeated Getsus. Pig Knight, or Embor finished it off with Flamethrower.
He did. Oh man, that was beautiful. I could talk about that.
Yeah.
The cyclical nature of it all. Just the beautiful storytelling of.
If we want to go into like storytelling 101, like you beat for beat nailed it pretty much.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah.
And I didn't even orchestrate it, but as it was happening, as I clicked the
right
button.
After you clicked it, you were like, this is going to be really cool.
Yeah, as I clicked the button on the flamethrower, and I was like, and I knew it was going to finish him off. I was just like, man.
Hot your collar.
Nintendo needs to give me a job.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a quote. When you go into the castle and the shadow ninja, the ill-explained shadow ninja stops you and says...
Shadow Triad is what they're called, actually.
Because there's
really
like
cool
3 of them.
Yeah.
And so he says, hey, go in here. You can access your Pokemon and somebody will rest your Pokemon for you. Or something. What?
That's just like kind of like breaking context a little bit. Like there's a Pokemon Center in this ancient castle. Like,
well, they do something. It's like these 2 women. This is what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah, okay.
Remember the yellow-haired woman, purple-haired maybe?
Yeah, they're featured in the whenever you start the game up. If you just let it play before you like go to select your save file, there's like a little movie that plays, and they're shown in that.
Okay.
So I guess that's who they are.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They're in the castle. I spoke to them. The first woman with the golden hair healed my Pokemon. The second woman, I believe all she did was give me a quote. At the end of, she spoke a little bit, and at the end of, she told a little bit of end story. Talked about his innocence. And at the end, the final quote that she says is, "There's nothing more beautiful and terrifying than innocence." And that's a quote that seemed, though I didn't really focus on unpacking it because I was really trying to beat the game, but that was a quote. That was the most profound quote that I read and throughout the whole game, and I wanted to talk about it.
I'm taken aback. I'm just sitting here like thinking about N now and how he is. There's nothing more beautiful and terrifying than N's innocence, or innocence in general, but particularly relating to N.
Because I was wondering about like what point of view, and I'm feeling like that applies mostly to personally. Mm-hmm. There's nothing more terrifying and beautiful to the person who experiences innocence than innocence. Like your innocence doesn't necessarily terrify me. Maybe his innocence. I guess his innocence would terrify an onlooker.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking about, like my own innocence, might terrify me. I don't know of the world. I don't know of its darkness. I don't know of its evil. Mm-hmm. And so there's a terror in being pure and unprepared, maybe for the world. So that's kind of how I was thinking. There's nothing more beautiful and peaceful. Like you don't have the worries, but also the world is the world, and so there will always be danger and evil looming for you, whether you know about it or not, or have experienced it.
I didn't think we were getting this deep today, Keith.
Hey man,
dang.
There's nothing more beautiful and terror, and that was the whole thing. Is like, whenever you give me a dichotomy like that in a game, I don't give people those. I don't like, or a game, any sort of entertainment. Like I don't like it when people just like they drop something like that on you, and there's no. It's just like, we need a deep thing right here. Like, I don't like it when that happens. So I'm not just going to give that to somebody. I'm not just going to say, oh, of course. I like to think about it, and I think that one's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Pokemon for delivering something profound like that to me.
Thank you for bringing that to the table, Keith.
Hey, no problem. That was one thing.
That one's gonna stew on. That's gonna be the thing that I dream about tonight.
Really?
All my dreams are gonna be subconsciously related to that.
Yeah.
That's really affected me, actually. I really like that.
But then, even from outside, I'm trying to think of how how innocence would be terrifying to someone, because you were saying you were looking at it from the point of view of like someone looking at N. So to me, the player, let's just think about me, the player. There's nothing more beautiful and terrifying to me than his innocence. How do you mean? How is that? How is his innocence terrifying to an outside person?
Because he's so innocent and idealistic, and he's seeing everything in black and white, if you will.
Mm.
Yeah, and
he said it. That's a title.
Yep. And it's beautiful because he's got this like very simplistic view of like from his point of view, Pokemon are being mistreated.
Right.
And all he wants to do is fix that.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
But the lengths he's willing to go to, summoning an evil legendary dragon, and basically saying, respect me, listen to what I'm going to say, release your Pokemon, or like stuff's going down, I'm going to light this place on fire, or electricity since he has a Zekrom in that case.
Because the motives are still innocent, but the actions not necessarily can be terrifying too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like N was just a classic case of a misguided soul.
Sure.
He's a good kid, good guy, and he saw that in him, or Getsus saw that in him, and molded it to fit his own aspirations and need for world domination.
And not to bring us down from the serious note, but also obviously had to dye his hair.
Yeah, obviously.
Because they both have green hair.
Yeah, I imagine Getsus was a ginger before.
Or either I'm thinking one of them was naturally green headed.
I think N was naturally green haired.
Okay, that makes sense. So
because he can talk. Already we know he can talk to Pokemon, which is strange.
Right.
Why not also assume he was born with green hair?
If he lived out in nature, I mean, it's hop, skip, and a jump, really.
Yeah.
To get the green hair.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, so Getsus broke out the tinfoil, went down to the pharmaceutical aisle, hit L'Oreal, got him that seafoam green. Said, match me up.
Just imagine him in the mirror, like putting it all in his hair.
Yeah. He went to all these ladies in the Pokemon world with all their crazy hairdos.
He was watching those like makeup tutorials on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
How to dye your hair.
He walks in there like, why do you have like a red laser eye? Nah, don't worry about it.
Why does he have that? Let's not get into that.
I'll tell you why he has that, Will.
Because it looks cool.
Because he's a villain.
And it looks cool.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if you watched that thing I sent you yesterday. It was I sent Keith a episode of Pokemon Origins.
Didn't get to watch that.
It was like a series they were doing during the Pokemon 20th anniversary, where I think there were like 18 parts maybe, and like every Friday they would upload like 1, 2, maybe 3 of them, and it would be like moments from the game that like the TV show will kind of go through moments in the game, but it's all told from like what if Ash was in this situation instead.
Right.
But this is like an alternate look at like what the anime could be like, but we're just like skipping around from characters, like it's not following one character through 20 years. It's like skipping around or whatever. And the one I sent you was it's the part in Black and White where the gym leaders show up to save you. And yeah,
I'm gonna go back and watch that.
Yeah,
but I was excited when that happened.
Yeah, I forgot why I brought that up exactly. Oh yeah, because I watched that one and then I watched all the other Unova ones because I'm in a Unova mood these days.
Okay.
And there was a part where it was a scene from Black and White 2, but it's pretty reminiscent of what happens in Black and White 1 at the end, where Getsus is like reprimanding N, like after N loses, and he's like, "You fool! You're so weak. I was manipulating you all along." Like classic bad guy, like let me lay it all out for you. And the one line stood out to me in when Getsus is like reprimanding N or whatever in the Black and White 2 scene. He's like, "I was just using you all along for my plans of world domination." And he says it just like that, which is not Getsus's voice in my head at all.
Right. Apologies for the abrupt cut, viewers, but apparently my lovely camera, the Tank Media camera, can only record 30 minutes of video at a time. And we are blessing you with more than 30 minutes. So we were talking about, I believe, Getsus, his voice. We got to a point where we decided everything's valid. Don't even worry about his voice. It wasn't a super fruitful conversation, and Will was about to start on a different thing.
Yep. Yeah, I probably the entire time you were talking, I could have been pulling up my notes, but let me consult the notes really fast.
Consult the notes, William. And I will reevaluate Pignite.
Okay.
Sweet little
while
face.
we're in the philosophy zone right now.
The philosophy zone.
Yeah, I just wanted to say like what I kind of see the message of this game being.
Okay.
Not to like get super personal here, but I've been working on some personal development lately, and one thing that I've been focusing on with direction from outside help or whatever. This isn't all like my original thoughts, but they're interesting. Basically, so often in life, we make decisions from the emotion mind or the logic mind.
Okay.
or like we pull way more from one mind than the other when we make our decisions. And basically what I'm like trying to learn how to do is to make this, basically it's like a Venn diagram type thing,
right.
where here's emotion mind, here's rational mind. In the middle, there's the wise mind. And it's informed by both sides.
Okay.
And I think that's what black and white is kind of about.
Yeah.
Because with the whole ideals versus truth thing, and then, you know, how, total brain fart just now.
I think maybe the message of black and white, Pokemon Black and White, whether intentionally or not, is that maybe not everything is black and white.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
And of course, I imagine that idiom or phrase is not exactly present in Japanese. It's possible that they didn't go into it saying, let's make a game based on the idea that there is a gray area, because that sounds like an English thing.
Yeah, kind of.
But maybe that's somehow through chance.
It's in there. Yeah. Through, what do they call that word? It starts with an S. Serendipity.
Serendipity.
Good old serendipity.
Man, I was really glad that you figured out that word, because I had it in my head back.
And we were just going to sit here for 15 minutes.
Yeah. That's the rest of the video, folks.
So yeah, I have just written specifically down here, wise mind philosophy. So it's one thing. The point of, N was clearly making decisions from the emotion mind. And I don't really know where.
Your character.
Logic mind, I guess. And we synthesized the truth out of what? Maybe I'm like about to derail this whole thing. Because like now that I think about it, you don't really synthesize the truth from N in the hero's point of view. The game kind of rests on you were right all along, and N was just misguided.
You guys kind of do that. Maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe also you can, because I guess in the world of Pokemon, it's stated many times that Pokemon like this. Mm-hmm. But I have to imagine that there's a part of Pokemon that you don't see. Because I spoke with another guard or another Team Plasma man inside the castle. Mm-hmm. He says, like, no one knew we were building this castle. We were using Pokemon captured against their will, and we were very cruel to them when we built it, or whatever. That's essentially what he said. I think the word cruelty was in there. So there are Pokemon that are subservient to humans that don't enjoy it. So, kind of the hero's point of view, and the rest of the world, their point of view was everybody, like all Pokemon like this.
They're totally cool with it.
Pokemon love this arrangement. Mm-hmm. N says this arrangement is bad for all. But on each side, there's some wrongness, I would say. Because really, as your character, since you're nameless, you're kind of an agent of the whole world mindset of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like you're an agent of the current status quo. Yeah. Which everybody believes to be right. Everybody believes that to be cool. And N is changing that status quo and says, nah, they're bad. It's bad. Yep. Think about it. Yeah. But I think really at the end of the day, the bad guys were subjecting these Pokemon to torture and cruelty, but you have to imagine that there's somewhere in the Pokemon universe where there's a Pokemon that probably doesn't like being captured. Yeah. So maybe there is a gray area.
You just brought it back to making sense for me, so thank you.
Maybe you have to... my thought is, I like Will's point, and I ain't gonna let it die.
You're fighting for me, front lines. Yeah. Well, I'm just sitting back here like, Keith has got this.
Also, if we just say like, yeah, the game was right. But we need to talk about it. Talk about what we think.
Yeah, we need to unpack it a little bit.
It's the English teacher thing where I've seen memes where it's like author. The message of the meme is obviously these authors didn't intend all the symbolism that like teachers meant. Like an author says, "Oh, I think it'd be cool if this room had blue drapes," and then like English teachers say like the blue drapes symbolize his depression.
That's the fun in being an English teacher, though.
Yeah, exactly. You can make crap up, and then you can pump students full of all this falsehood.
Aren't I smart?
Yes.
Guess what these drapes symbolize, class?
Yes. I was about to say something about like English major, but then I remembered that's what Lizzie is. But she's also going to school for law. Lizzie's my wife. She's a law student.
Good woman, that Lizzie.
She is. She's a good woman. I appreciate her.
I do as well.
That's not what this show is about. The show's about
you
Pokemon.
Can cut that part out.
This show is not about my wife. This show is about Pokemon.
That's Tank Media After Dark, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. This show is not about my wife. It's about other creatures that I bend to my will.
We love you, Lizzie.
Yeah, I do. She ain't watching.
All right.
You can say what you want. She's not watching.
I have nothing else to say. Nothing further to say.
Okay, what else we got, William?
I just want to say real quick, Keith, that through that conversation we just had about the Wise Mind and stuff and all that, I think I actually love my favorite Pokemon game even more now. So thank you.
Which is this one.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Except, well, Gold and Silver is like technically my favorite, but that's because it's like the one that was brand new when I started playing,
Yeah.
and it's like the most nostalgic for me.
Okay.
But like if I'm being totally objective, it's probably Black and White. Right. So yeah. Let's see. I have this written in here because I mentioned Silver last week when we were talking about jerk rivals and how it's always, for the first 2 games it was jerk rivals.
Right.
And then I said something about who hurt you, and I was like, well, we know who hurt Silver. I was like, you don't know who Silver is?
Correct.
So I'm going to tell you who Silver is.
Tell me.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of a little fun story.
Tell me about
Basically, Silver is the rival in Gold and Silver. And Gold and Silver are kind of direct sequels to Red and Blue, and the Johto region takes place right next to the Kanto region. And in the story of Gold and Silver, Team Rocket is rebooting without Giovanni, and they have moved to Johto.
Okay.
So it's still following the misadventures of Team Rocket, kind of.
Right.
You're a young boy who's, up and coming Pokemon trainer, has to stop him,
Right.
as you do. But Silver, you encounter him, and Giovanni's missing. Giovanni is the leader of Team Rocket.
Yeah.
And basically, we find out in the anime, and then in like some, I don't want to say DLC, it's like an event that you can access through downloading a thing to your DS, like during the Heart Gold and Soul Silver era. I don't know, I'm losing you. But so basically, we find out that Silver was Giovanni's son.
Huh.
And so that's why he has like an issue with he has an issue with weak trainers and weak Pokemon. He sees his father as being weak for abandoning Team Rocket.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he's a fun character. He's a ginger too.
See, I'll be honest with you. Until playing this and speaking with you about Pokemon stuff, I had a very shallow view of Pokemon. I mean, there didn't see a whole lot of depth there. But
there wasn't a whole lot in the first game, to be honest. You talk about how, I remember in the first episode you said your memory pretty much is catch the Pokemon, fight the gym leaders, catch some more Pokemon so I can fight the gym leaders. And that pretty much is the story of Red and Blue. There's interludes with Team Rocket shenanigans here and there, but there's not like a real cohesive plot with like character development or anything like that. I think Black and White probably has the most of that, just with N and everything.
It's pretty good.
Thank you, I made it myself. Let's see. All right. I asked you if you had some favorite Pokemon from Unova that stood out.
Pignite.
Pignite? Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely a fave.
As he should be.
Yeah.
Are there any like other ones? And I'm not going to hold you to a number.
Sure.
Are there any others that just stood out to you that you want to talk about? Some
the
cool
ones
designs?
I really liked. I thought that Pokemon that really took me for a ride.
Hydreigon?
Now see, he wasn't as... I wasn't prepared for Fracture. I was prepared... Or no, yeah. He was kind of cool, but I wouldn't call him a favorite. He was a nemesis.
He's a little bit like try-hardy looking too. Like, I'm a 3-headed black dragon. Like,
got heads for hands.
Calm down a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that cool.
Right, exactly. I thought you were talking about the evolution of Fracture with the big blades.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't cause me a problem. It was Fracture. Wasn't prepared for him when I got to the 8th gym.
Yep.
Wasn't prepared for him, and he, again, like I said in the Final Four, he also wrecked me. And I wasn't used to that. I think
so. He had like a big impact on you. He sticks
did,
out to you.
And he just looks pretty cool. He looks formidable.
Really cool. Yeah.
So Pignite, Fractures are cool. Never caught one of him. Never caught a Fracture. Trying to
think of it. You would have had to go out of your way to catch a Fracture. Axie was kind of hidden in a cave that like there's an area that you go by before you get Surf. So like if you had Surf at this point, you would think, I wonder if I Surf over here. There's probably something over there. But you don't have Surf at that point. So it's one of those things that you have to like go back and like you have to know you're looking for him.
Right.
So I don't fault you for not having a Fracture.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Caracosta, however you say him.
I recommended him to you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed him. Tortuga, meh. Yeah. He didn't seem like someone who could battle on lands. I had to kind of suspend disbelief on that one.
He just floating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Caracosta was really cool. I'm trying to think of who else. I didn't get to use him a ton. I mean, I used him a fair amount in some situations, but my Blitzel and Zebstrika I enjoyed all that. I enjoyed the kind of horse electric Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised
fast.
that we like haven't had an electric zebra yet. It seems like.
Yeah, it seems kind of straightforward.
Yeah,
with the
that should have been like a Gen 1er right there.
Yeah, I really liked him. I liked his horn.
Yeah, he's like I forgot Zebstrika's kind of like a unicorn sort of.
And he kind of has like a lightning rod type effect.
He also has his ability as called lightning rod.
Oh,
so.
okay, there you go.
I thought you were making a joke at first,
nope.
and I was like, no.
Sorry, I'm just ill-informed.
How about that Icarus?
Yeah, I know about that. Let's see, Simisage, out of the three monkey Pokemon, which that comes from the Simian. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
and
that's where that comes from.
Pancham, the pan is a chimpanzee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Pokemon makers.
So hairdo good, fire Simisear not good, not a good design.
Nor the water one.
Nor the water one really either.
Nor Simisear.
I feel like there's something especially like about the fire one that's like I'm getting a call from Atlanta, Northeast Georgia. I'm just gonna ignore this.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Okay, that might be someone that I was soundboard prank calling yesterday, calling me back for revenge.
Maybe so.
I am 23 years old,
Yeah,
guys, but I do like soundboard prank calls.
Goodness. Those. Whenever I saw Simisage, I was like, I don't know how I feel about him. Definitely better than the kind of very cartoony looking Pansage.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I fought Simisear and
Semi-pour.
Yeah.
It should be semi-soak.
Yeah.
It should be semi-soak. Oh my god.
But anyway, that's what it should be, of course. But those two, I looked at them, I was like, man, I lucked out with you. I lucked out with you here, dude.
Yeah.
I lucked out.
Before I got that weird call, I was just going to say the fire one in particular looks like it was drawn by like a 4-year-old.
It doesn't look intimidating whatsoever.
And it's got like a dopey like face.
Yep.
Like its smile is like curved and dopey, and it's doing this with its like hands. It's like,
I'm coming to get you.
Yeah, like what are they thinking? Icarus City, Simisear. There were some misfires in black and white. It's not faultless, but
non-native English speakers will.
Yep.
That's the problem. It's not a problem. That's what's creating our problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to
be. What's creating? It's our fault.
I don't want to be anti-Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pro-Japan.
It's the white men of the world's fault.
It is our fault. That makes
Absolutely.
That makes it. It's our fault.
It's our fault.
I take full responsibility for everything that has gone wrong in the world as a white man.
As we should.
Correct.
Now that that's just out there.
Now that that's out there 45 minutes in that you've made it to this point. We're probably about 40. I call it 41. Comment if I'm right.
And some of this might be edited out for all we know. Maybe not.
It's probably not going to be real. I'm really enjoying all of it.
Okay. All right. So I think I was about 5, Keith.
Yeah, I think by the end of it, getting close. I said Pignite.
Pignite, Haxorus.
Oh yeah, it's Pignite Fracture.
Oh yeah.
Simisage, Blitzel, / Zebstrika, Caracosta. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about 5. Tell me, I mean,
Well, I've got 5.
I would like to hear yours because
Okay.
you're being a learned man and being someone who I would call has unique taste.
All these are based on not like skill in the game, like battle worthiness.
Sure.
It's mostly based. I mean, that kind of affects it a little bit, but mostly based on like looks.
Oh yeah, mine are completely balanced.
Yeah, kind of like how you chose Pignite. Like there's one in here that's not the final form of
Right.
it, but I just like the middle form more.
Exactly.
All right. First off here, I got written down as you know this guy Galvantula.
I've never even seen him.
He's a you remember in the
Maybe I
Chargestone Cave the Joltix, the little yellow spiders, little yellow electric spiders.
I did like those.
It's
but I
his
forgot about
evolution.
him.
Have you seen his evolution?
No, I haven't.
It's Galvantula, like galvanized tarantula. It's a blue and yellow hairy tarantula that shoots electricity at you.
Oh boy,
It's
that
so
does sound cool. I'm kind of
So
mad that I
cool.
didn't get to that one. Or
Could
see it.
have used him instead of Zebstrika.
Right.
Revisionist history.
It could have. I'm sorry, I checked my phone. I had a message from Lizzie. I wanted to make sure that the house wasn't burning down or anything.
It's not?
It's not.
Good.
Not burning down.
Excellent.
Not that I know of course.
Alright, so we got Galvantula, my electric tarantula. My second one I have written down is Cophagrigus. He is
Wait.
a sarcophagus.
Yeah, with the 4 arms.
With the 4 ghost arms coming out.
Right.
Love that dude.
Yeah.
Love that dude.
I'll be honest. I ripped, rocked, and rolled all over him in the end.
Really?
Oh yeah.
His mummy wasn't tripping you up any? His ability, if you physically hurt him or physically hit him, it turns your ability into mummy. and that just sets up. It's a useless ability. I guess it affects you more in the meta game. Like if you're playing competitively, that can really screw you over because a lot of like sets are based around your ability. But basically, like you hit him with Mummy, and then one of his Pokemon will hit you, and it just sets off this chain reaction. And by the end of the match, everyone's got the Mummy ability, so no one's ability works. It's just a fun Pokemon.
Gotcha. Well,
yeah.
I think towards the end of it, my Bisharp Stabby, his Night Slash was just it was just like you. It was a shame. You should have sent
Sarcophagus just
exactly
cuts in half.
Yeah, slides down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sensei, but I must go all out just this once.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Boy.
Number 3, we got this is another ghost type key.
Okay.
Chandelure.
You like that one? Because that one
Love
I have a
that one.
hatred for, just based on the end game.
Love him.
Yeah.
I like. I feel like it can go with me. The Pokemon designs that most people hate are the ones that are like the ice cream cone, the
Didn't care for him.
the trash can.
Didn't care for him.
And but strangely, Chandelure seems to be the exception of like people hate inanimate objects or Pokemon based on inanimate objects. But I think everyone's just so cool with the idea of a ghost fire chandelier that it just
I think there's something
washes over us.
Beauty and the Beastie about like that type of thing that makes that.
Be our guest.
I think that opens us up to that.
Yeah.
That I'm okay with Gothic architecture being ghost Pokemon.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of like grandfathered in.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure. Ice cream cone, you can't get me on board. That train is leaving the
I
station.
tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
That train is leaving the station without yours truly.
All right. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to say about Chandelure. Oh yeah,
Tell me about it.
You were saying Beauty and the Beast. I can't believe I've used a Chandelure probably at least 3 times in my mini journeys through Unova. Never named one Lumiere. Never even crossed my mind.
Should have.
Never even crossed my mind. Next playthrough.
Yeah.
I've got this back now, so I
Right.
might have to play through my own little black and white.
And again, to shout out Brandon Jones, Kyle Bossman, and the Easy Allies.
Our boys.
Our boys. My new boys. Will's old boys.
Partially why we're here today.
Yeah. Mostly why we're here today.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah,
Big inspiration.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't be here without them doing their Brandon Plays Pokemon series. And one thing I really enjoyed his names because they were all like references to things.
Like a lot of Disney films in there.
Yeah, exactly. Like Stabby.
Crush was a nice. Brandon Jones would have been proud of Crush.
Yeah, Crush was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of Crush. I'm also pretty proud of the punniness of Bacon.
That is-
B-A-E. I need to spell it for
I
everybody.
think correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever I came over to your house to give you this DS and I told you there was a fire pig, I told you what the starters were. Your eyes lit up when I said fire pig, and I think you might have hit me with bacon.
I don't even know. I don't know if I did, but I know
You might have hit me with it right
when
then
you
and
said
there.
fire pig, I had already chosen it.
Yeah.
I hadn't even turned it on. I already chosen it.
You weren't disappointed at all by Pig Night, were you?
I was
That
not.
thing?
No, man, I'm all about it.
Just look at this guy.
He's the best. He really is great. I am going to set him on my knick-knack shelf.
Lizzie, look what I got.
Oh, I didn't do the thing. I should have done the item.
Oh yeah. Well, we can just add the sound effect.
Here, what I should do is like look at the ceiling.
Yeah.
But you can't see it, so.
That's a little bit extra. That's kind of a Link, a Zelda thing
Oh,
to hold it
yeah.
up above your head.
Gotcha.
I think in Pokemon they just kind of do this. They're not quite as
It's like I'm getting ready to run with it.
In black and white, I think that is what he does. He kind of like holds it up like this.
Here you go.
Yeah. Check it out.
Could you imagine like?
I think about that all the time.
Every time you get something new, you go. Who
There's
are you
some
showing?
music. They have to be aware on some level that someone's watching from the sky.
Yeah.
And it's the player. Is that God? Is it?
It's the darkness of Pokemon is that I make no decisions. I have no providence over my own
Sometimes I just
existence.
feel like I'm on autopilot.
Oh man. Well, I need to tell you something real quick.
Yes.
Well, our video is currently approaching 50 minutes long.
We
That
can
gives
finish
us.
it off.
Okay. I don't want to. You said you wanted to be notified,
Mm-hmm.
and I am notifying you now.
Thank you. We're winding down, actually.
Okay.
I've got 2 points to make after my final 2 favorites,
Make it.
but one of those points is tied into my favorites.
Okay.
So,
there you go. Make that point, bro.
So we got Galvantula, Cofagrigus, Chandelure, Gotharita.
Ooh, you like her?
I like her. I like her.
Him? Is there a male version?
I
And if
think,
not,
I think there is like 25% chance that it can be a male. Yeah, there is. Because I remember the first time I played through it, I caught one and it was a male, and I just kind of stuck with it, but it always felt a little bit wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with gender fluidity.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Like the Seinfeld episode?
Yeah,
Remember that
that's
one?
what I was going for.
That's like the one.
Kramer comes back in. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
That's one of my favorite fourth wall breaks in television. It's just where they keep going.
Shout outs to Seinfeld.
Yeah,
hey.
Seinfeld. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Seinfeld.
I
I watched all the way through it with Lizzie a couple weeks ago.
Excellent, as you should have. One sitting?
Oh, no, not all 9 seasons.
Okay. All right, so Gotharita, I really like her. Not to go into the kind of like chicken and the egg discussion we had with Vanillish, but I like to think that the goth style in the Pokemon world, like what we would call like gothic, is inspired by Gotharita.
Okay.
That style of dress.
See, that
you can buy that?
That I can buy.
You can swallow that pill?
That I can swallow.
Okay.
Red though it may be.
Woke. Getting woke up in this church, Keith. We're not actually in a church, it's a green screen.
Yeah, it is. It's a green screen.
Calm
down, everybody.
And the point I wanted to make, I just had this written down in quotes because I was thinking about points I wanted to make. And this, like, I don't know if you call this alliteration, a little bit of alliteration and rhyming going in here.
Okay.
But, oh yeah, Hydreigon, this is the point I was going to make. Hydreigon, really like his design. Never used him because he doesn't become a Hydreigon until level 64.
Good God, what does he start as?
Dino is what they're called. And he turns into Zweilous at level like 53 and then 64 for that. So basically, like if you want to beat the game with this Pokemon, you're going to be fighting Bolthurst for at least like 10 hours.
Right.
Just grinding this dude.
Yeah.
So I've never done that. Kind of like my thing is if a Pokemon's not like on its final evolution before the Elite Four, you're out of the party. And I wrote down final form for the final four. So that's kind of my motto.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Hydreigon didn't make the cut.
I like that.
I'm not beating the game with a Zweilous. I'm sorry. Like it's not happening.
That's a good philosophy.
It's not happening.
Do you look down on me for finishing the game with Simisage in mind since he is only a 2 evolution Pokemon?
Oh no, he's his final form.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to see how deep that trail
Yeah, that
went.
works. Even like well, none of these are.
Zebstrika, Caracosta, all those.
Yeah,
are
I was
only
trying to
2
think.
boys.
There are some Pokemon that don't evolve ever at all, and those are also
Yeah.
acceptable. Because usually, like the way that logic works is like they're already cool enough.
Yeah.
That's why they don't evolve.
Right.
They're cool enough. But
we couldn't think of any way to make this look cooler.
so here you go.
Yeah.
Here's Hitmonchan, everyone.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Here's what's his name from this one, the blue guy?
Sock.
Sock.
Did you notice that? I don't know if this was intentional, but Sock and Throw are definitely like Bert and Ernie. Like they're.
They are kind of.
Sock is like very lean.
Mm-hmm.
Like is that Bert? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I never really watched Sesame Street, to be honest.
Me neither. We're out of the Millennial Club.
Yeah. Would that be? Well, Sesame Street was the 80s,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
No,
wasn't it the 80s?
wrong.
And we're
Into
like,
the Millennial Club with us.
See, I don't know. Well, do you consider yourself a 90s kid, Keith? I don't want to necessarily go into this.
I don't consider myself to be as 90s kid of someone who watched Saved by the Bell. But
That's a good rule to go by.
I didn't watch Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, I didn't really either. Not when it was like running. I watched it like on Disney Channel later, like they would show it like at night or something like that. But
I don't consider myself a 90s kid as much as someone who was already probably 6 or 7 in 1990.
yeah, I think that's a good rule to follow.
I am a marginal 90s kid. I know about
There's
VHS.
like some, yeah.
I've played games on floppy disks.
There's like some residual 90s-ness in our childhood.
Yeah, I mean we lived through most of the 90s.
Yeah.
And we were little kids.
Yeah, I'm like exactly at half. Like as soon as it was about to turn 95, late Christmas Eve 1994.
Yeah, I'm a late 93.
Nice. But yeah, because like the way I see it is like I don't really like the cartoons of my childhood. I think of like SpongeBob, which is like very late 90s and then 2000s, and like Fairly Odd Parents and like stuff like that. But I guess Cat Dog and Rugrats were 90s.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
I don't really know what the point is I'm trying to make here. I'm just getting nostalgic.
You just asked about 90s stuff.
Yeah. No, well, I'm already surrounded by all this nostalgia.
Right, exactly.
Keith, I would just like to let you know that you're like catching up to me now with this pig night.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, this is where you're gonna be one day.
Yeah.
This is where it starts.
This is where it starts. This is where it starts. Hopefully, it will continue from here. We'll see.
Yep.
Having limited space and a wife, it will make it difficult.
We'll see.
But
we'll see what I can do.
We will see. We will see.
All right. So Keith, there's actually 2 more points I'm gonna make. But
Certainly.
They're quick.
Yeah. We're about 4 minutes left.
Okay. Are you still a Pokemon fan?
I would say I am. I would say I'm probably more of a Pokemon fan now. I'm not going to say that this is my favorite video game. I will certainly say it is not my favorite genre of video game. I don't really care for the style. No.
Yeah, we talked about this.
And the top-down stuff. And I'm not saying that I don't want to be. I'm not being hateful. I'm just saying.
You're not saying you don't want to be my friend because I love Earthbound.
Right. I'm saying I wouldn't pick this for myself. Will I play another Pokemon game like Pokemon Switch? That's a big jump. That's a big evolution. Sure, I'll probably play that.
Yeah.
If I get a Switch, or if you let me play it on yours somehow, spend a little time with it. Who knows?
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see. But I would say I am more of a Pokemon fan. There's more depth here than I thought there was. There is more excitement here than I thought there was, and there is more to be learned than I thought there was. So I think that the series has certainly progressed well, and I think I would say that I'm a little bit more of a Pokemon fan now than I was in the beginning.
Awesome. You were just a bandwagon like Pokemon Go kind of fan at the beginning, right? Not to like downplay your.
Yeah,
like,
I would say had enough experience with Pokemon and say like, ooh, Pokemon Go's cool.
Yeah, that was like where it kind of cut off. Basically.
Yeah, I wouldn't have played anything else had you not asked me to, but now that you've asked me to, I did enjoy my time.
Excellent. Hope to have you back on board for Pokemon Switch, my friend.
Hey, if this gets the views.
Or not.
Oh, or not. Whatever.
Real quick, I just want you to hold this in your hand
Okay.
and imagine a HD Pokemon game.
Oh man, that'd be great.
HD.
It does feel good.
And if you want, you can put it in a dock and have it on your TV.
This is really just a a Nintendo Switch commercial.
Yeah, that's what this is all about.
It's one of those 4-hour ads on YouTube. But yeah, this does feel good. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want to change the subject, but I definitely want to play Breath of the Wild, but we don't have to say any more about that.
I can like let you run around a little bit if you want before I leave.
Right.
Okay.
No, it's all right. Don't give me a taste if I can't have the whole bite.
Look at all of these games.
Man. That is beautiful, man.
Wait, and if I click this,
all downloaded too?
all on here.
Oh.
Never have to pop this girl open ever.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful,
awesome.
And the future father in me is very happy to hear that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again,
right.
the innuendo. I'm sorry. This is Taint Media Games. It's getting dark outside. About to start my
man.
After Dark live stream.
Where's Lizzie's cam show?
Hey, she doesn't have one.
Hey, watch it.
Hey, watch it. Let's get real here.
All
Be
right,
serious.
Before we sign off, Keith, there's one thing I just want to tease you with.
Okay.
When we first started this, bright-eyed, optimistic Will and Avenant over here was thinking that we might get to talk about the reveal trailer for Pokemon Switch before we signed off. That has not happened.
Sorry.
But there are some rumors that have been whispered around. These rumors people have been saying like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if this is what Pokemon Switch was for a while? But I forgot, I listened to a very well-documented video a few days ago. I can't exactly like cite references for you to like prove it. I can't show you the receipts, if you will.
But
Okay, we just had an unfortunate cut again.
we did.
Basically what I was saying is there's been whisperings for a while now, but a video that I listened to recently that was pretty well documented, like they cited like why they believe this is true.
Okay.
I can't show you the receipts, so to speak, but just take my word for it that it's kind of likely that Pokemon Switch, this would also make sense because like typically every time that they hop to a new system, it's the beginning of a new generation. Like they never do, like Pokemon Yellow didn't come out like exclusively on Game Boy Color because it was still in that same generation.
Right.
So like traditional wisdom would lead us to believe that Pokemon on Switch is going to be the beginning of Generation 8. But this is also different because this is the first time that it's ever going to be a core Pokemon RPG on a home console.
Ooh.
So they might take this first game, fall back on something that they know a little bit so they don't have to completely reinvent the wheel on a home console. Basically the whisperings are that it's going to be a half remake, half sequel to Pokemon Red and Blue.
Wow.
And it's going to be like a remake, sequel, like basically like if Pokemon Red and Blue came out today is the beginning of Generation 8. Like if Kanto was first premiered to us in Generation 8. I think that's how they're going to take it.
But still like top down, still the same style, you think? Or you think we're going to have maybe a
Well,
different, kind of like a further angling like we had
because even
this
in
one?
like X and Y and Sun and Moon, like basically like a lot of my excitement that I feel I could have for Pokemon Switch, like the excitement lies in like we've never had a Pokemon game that's like a home console experience.
Right.
With like 3D models and everything. But like kind of the 3DS games were already like that because they're not they're not straight up top down. It's still kind of like that angle sort of, but everything's a little bit more to scale.
Yeah.
You're not like a tiny little person walking into a tiny little building and then all of a sudden everything's huge.
Sure.
Like everything's kind of to scale, and like the characters, like they're not just tiny little sprites. Like they have a body and stuff. So like the Pokemon console 3D experience, I've kind of already got with the 3DS games, but I feel like the fact of it being HD and that it's in widescreen and that they have so much more screen to fill, I think the scale might be finally up to where we like have wanted it to be all along. But yeah,
that's exciting stuff.
Hype
train.
We'll be back for Pokemon Switch.
Toot hype train.
I don't know if we'll do another series exactly like this, but definitely whenever the gameplay trailer finally reveals itself, I would like to get together with you and discuss
Let's talk about it.
So yeah, just for now, folks, this is Tank Media Games signing off on Pokemon.
Sounds good.